I'm really liking where the AI tools are going and just how helpful they can be for a lot of different things. Being a software developer, it can be used for doing research, for summarizing information, like looking at PDF files, which I will show in the video using like the Google Drive saved information, and also just experimenting with this latest version of Bard artificial intelligence. And I like write code in one language and then have it convert it to several different languages and just kind of go through the latest news from literally today from the company about this Google Bard. And I really enjoy working with this tool, and I will be experimenting with it pretty regularly as it gets expanded. And we take a look at an extension in the list of some of the extensions they have available now, as well as several other things. So today I wanted to revisit the chat program Bard from google.com. And so I'm on their website here, and they do tell you right away Bard is an experiment. As you try Bard, please remember it's not always going to get it right. It can use extensions to connect you with useful content, and they may share parts of your conversation and other relevant info like your location with other services, and that you can go to the extensions page and configure those things. So I'm going to go ahead and just click continue here and get into the website. And I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit. And so first of all, we can see there's an update. So let's go ahead and see what that's about. And this was just put out today on 9/19/2023. Their experiment updates. They're introducing Bard's most capable model yet. Your feedback has accelerated Bard's ability to be more intuitive, imaginative, and responsive more than ever before. Whether you want to collaborate on something playful and creative, start in one language and continue in up to 40 other languages, ask for in-depth coding assistance, which is what I'm going to be doing today, or learn about new topics from different points of view. Bard can help you explore possibilities with greater quality and accuracy. It can now access helpful information from Google Apps, collaborate with Bard on your content in Gmail, Docs, and Drive. Double check Bard's responses with Google LTV2. With the power of Google Search, the G button can help you double check Bard's AI generated responses, and I'm going to be taking a look at that today also. Starting with English, when a statement can be evaluated, you'll see it highlighted in Bard's response, and you can click on it to learn more. Note that the links provided are content found by search and do not imply those sources inform Bard's initial response. Why are they doing this? People are using AI tools to more easily understand complex topics in new ways. As you continue your learning journeys with Bard, it's important that you feel more confident in the information generated with AI. Build off conversations shared with you. When someone shares a Bard conversation with you through Bard's public link sharing feature, you can continue that conversation in your account and build off what they started. Why? Creativity is often inspired by the work of others, and the more ideas we have to work with, the more likely we are to come up with something truly innovative. That's why we're making it easier for you to use conversations shared by others as a starting point for your own creative explorations. So I think that's pretty cool and pretty useful. More features are available in all supported languages. You can upload images with Google Lens, get Google search images in responses, and modify Bard's response to be simpler, longer, shorter, more professional, or more casual in all supported languages. This gives you more creative control over your creative process. Using images as part of prompts unlocks a new level of creativity, and having images as part of the responses can help bring ideas to life. So that was quite a few things, and the last update was from 7.13, so It's been almost 2 months since this was posted on here. So let's go back to the main page and just kind of look at it here for a minute. So Bard is letting us know here that human reviewers may process your Bard conversations for quality purposes. Don't enter sensitive information. Learn more. So I could say got it or don't show again. For now, I'll just say got it. And so we could enter a prompt, or if you wanted to start with a general topic up here, you could do that. So we're going to go ahead and tell it to write Java code as a starting point. So that feeds the initial prompt down here, and then I'll go ahead and submit it. And let's see what it tells us. So here's a Java function that takes a path as an input and creates a file storing the current system date considering edge cases. And if we wanted to, we can click view other drafts. So here's a Java function that takes a path as an input, creates a file storing the current system date considering edge cases. That's draft 2. And if you scroll down, there's an explanation, and there's even sources down here that are cited. And there's little buttons here if you want to copy the code, which is pretty handy. So you could click on that and then open up a notepad file and paste it in there or into your code editor. So here I've opened up the Microsoft Visual Code Editor, which of course is free. And then I can paste the code in there and save it. And then go back. And you could copy some of the comments or some of the other information here, like the source where it found it and things like that into your code. Or you could keep asking it more questions and have it build out more and more functions for a Java program. And then we could do something like this. Say you had this Java code and you wanted to convert it to, say, a React application. All right, let's see what it tells us here. Okay, to convert the Java code to a JavaScript React application, we can use the following steps. Create a new React app using the command line npx create React app my app. Install the fs package using npm install fs. Then create a new component called file creator and paste this code into it. So we can see it's using the use state to set some variables, creating a file, getting the date, writing out a file, catching error messages if they happened, and then it returns the HTML back to the web page. And then it goes on to explain how to start it, how to start up your React application. You can type npm start on your command line, and then it will create a simple React application that allows the user to create a file with the current date in it. So that's pretty cool. Let's ask it, can you convert this to C# code for me? All right, it's just taking a couple seconds here. And there we go. Here's the C# code for the Java function that you provided. Creates a public class called file creator. Creates file with a current date. And then it writes out the file. Then it goes on to explain it. An example of how to use the create file with current date function from C#. So that can really save a lot of time if you have code in any particular language that it's aware of. You can put it in here and have it converted into another language. And if you have your environment set up, then you can give it a test and make sure that it works. So I really like these types of features. It can save a ton of time if you have to work on multiple different systems and convert code in between those different languages. Here, if you click on the three dots, it says report legal concern or copy a response. Copy a response to your clipboard to share or reuse. You can also report a legal concern here. So I'll just click got it. The other thing is the double check response. That was one of the new features that I had pointed out at the beginning of the video. So let's go ahead and click on that and give it time to evaluate its statements. And here it says no results found. So let's try something else. If we click here, understand the results, it does provide a key. Click a highlighted statement to learn more. Here's what the colors and labels mean. Google search found content that's likely similar to the statement. A link is provided, but it's not necessarily what Bard used to generate its response. If it's this tan or orangish color, Google search found content that's likely different from the statement, or it didn't find the relevant content. A link is provided if available. Non-highlighted text. There's not enough information to evaluate these statements, or they aren't intended to convey factual information. Currently, Bard skips content in tables and code. Here's another pop-up about Bard, introducing Bard extensions. Get more done with apps all in one place. Bard can now respond with real-time information from Google Maps, flights, hotels, and YouTube, so you can get more done in one place. To connect you with useful content, Bard may share parts of your conversations and other relevant information, as we pointed out before. So that's just another page that they pop up on their homepage. Get what you need from Gmail. Bard can find and bring in information from emails like the time of an event or a note from a friend. Get summaries of content from documents and PDFs. I think we may give that a try in this video. Bard can give you the key points from content access across Google Docs and Google Drive so you can move forward faster. And lastly here, how Google respects your privacy. Bard can only access your personal content from Google Workspace with your permission. It is not allowed to show you ads, improve Bard, or seen by human reviewers. So let's go back to the main page. So here I clicked on Explore and Resume Improvements, and it went and fed this into the prompt. So let's go ahead and click Submit and see what it comes up with. Here are some power phrases you can use on your resume for the information you provided. And it's telling us here, export this code. You can export and test generated Python code in Google Colab or Replit. And of course, there's other drafts. And if you don't like the 3 drafts they gave, you can click this refresh button to regenerate drafts. I really like that feature. And you can click on the listen button also. Now let's go ahead and try this double check response. And let's see what it comes up this time, or comes up with this time. Down here we have search related topics, so I could go ahead and click on that and it will pop open a new web browser where I can find more information. Or let's go ahead and click the second link and it also pops up a Google search with more information. So I think you could paste in a copy of your entire resume and ask it to help you modify it to different options and see which one you like the most. That could save a lot of time also. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask it a question. Which of the following programming languages are you familiar with? Let's go ahead and submit that. Then let's just tell it, let's talk about, like we're talking with a human, about JavaScript. All right, so there's its answer. Let's go ahead and try the double check response now. All right, so I'll pull this up again, understand the results. So the things that are in green, Google search found content that's likely similar to the statement. A link is provided, but it's not necessarily what Bard used to generate its response. So let's go ahead and click on this first one, adding interactivity to web pages such as validation forms, menus, and animations. So there is a Google search that it found similar results. So let's go ahead and click on that. And there's a page with a lot of information about JavaScript. So that's pretty cool. I just think this can save you a lot of time, and maybe you'll like the capabilities better than just using the Google search by itself. I really like these programs, whether it's ChatGPT or Bard or the Bard experiment, for doing research and learning new things. So all of these, I can move my mouse over and I can click on them, and it has links to where it found that information. And as they mentioned, if you like the response, you can click here and say it's a good response, or you can tell it's a bad response. Or you can modify the response: shorter, longer, simpler, more casual, or more professional. Let's choose more professional and see what it comes up with. I like that format. Nice bullet point list. So let's go ahead and do the double check response again and see what it comes up with this time. So there we go. Lots of green stuff highlighted here, and you can move your mouse over and go to all those individual websites. That's pretty neat. As a side note, it may be worth clicking on the Bard privacy notice and reading through that before you get too involved in using the product. I clicked on it. This was from yesterday, September 18th, and it is pretty long. I'm not going to go through it, but you definitely want to read through that. I've read through it before. Let's go back to the main page. So next I clicked on the share option, which is right here, and it gives you an option here to create a public link to share. Any files you uploaded are not included. This prompt and the response is what we want to create a public link to, and so then it shows you what's in there, which you can see on the screen behind us. And you can have a headline, let's talk about JavaScript, or you could generate more And then there's a little note here, let anyone with the link see what you selected. You can remove the link in your public links. Remember that you agreed to Google's term of service and the generative AI additional terms of service, which of course you can learn more there, so you can create a public link if you want to, which is pretty cool. So I went ahead and clicked on it, and here you can see the public link. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. So I've also clicked on the My Activity. And so here you can see your Bard activity. A lot of different options here. You can go into auto delete. Choose whether Bard stores your activity to Google account, such as the prompts you submit, the responses you receive, and the feedback you provide. So then you can look down here and see the things that I've been typing in, what time I typed them in, and the details. So I think that can be kind of handy depending on, what you're looking for, and if you're trying to remember something that you worked on before. So next I asked it basically, how do I upload a PDF file into the Bard experiment? And from what it's telling me here, it's suggesting I use ChatGPT. So then I asked it a little bit more. I said, don't you have a way for me to upload PDF files or even a link to a PDF file and have you summarize it? And it says, no, I do not currently have a way for you to upload PDF files or even a link to a PDF file and have me summarize it. This is because I'm still under development and this feature is not yet available. I'm working on developing my own PDF summarization capabilities, and I hope to be able to offer this feature directly to you in the future. And then it apologizes. So next I thought I'd quickly hop over here to the extensions page, and it says extend your reach. Bard's extensions can now access information from YouTube, maps, flights, and hotels to save time, create, plan, and more. So we can dismiss that. So here, the magic of Bard comes to your stuff. Find, summarize, and get quick answers from your emails, docs, and PDF files. For example, summarize our recent college tour reservations from Gmail and put them in a table with their date and time. So we can see the cards here for Google Flights, Google Hotels, Google Maps, Google Workspace, and YouTube. So here I've popped over to a GitHub page that has free books about a lot of different topics. And so I found a book that was in PDF just as an example, and I uploaded it into my Google Drive. And so if we go look at my Google Drive, we can see there's one PDF file here, and that is about artificial intelligence. So now let's go back to the prompt that I just typed in, and I said summarize my files from Google Drive. And it says the document you shared with me is the Quest for Artificial Intelligence, A History of Ideas and Achievements by Niels J. Nielsen. Discusses the history of artificial intelligence research from the early days to the early 1980s. The document covers a wide range of topics, including the early motivations, the development, the successes and failures, and the emergence of new AI subfields such as speech recognition and expert systems. The document concludes by discussing the challenges and opportunities facing AI research in the future. We can give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, share and export it. But let's go back for a second and open up the book here. So here I double clicked it, and we can see, as it explained, the Quest for Artificial Intelligence, A History of Ideas and Achievement. Now this is 707 pages long. So let's go ahead and go back to the main program. So here I thought I would ask it again in a new chat, and I just said summarize my files in Google Drive, and so it generated this slightly different version, and it says I found the following documents in your Google Drive: the QAI.pdf, the quest for artificial intelligence, and then it divides the book or tells us that it's in 4 parts. Let's go ahead and ask it to summarize each chapter for me. So it's finding the documents, assessing the documents. And there it goes, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And it looks like it maybe stopped at chapter 15. Let's go ahead back into the book for a second and see how long it is. So I went ahead and asked it to please finish the other chapters. So let's see what else it did here. 15, 16, 17, 18, chapter 19, 20, the rise of machine learning, 21, the future of AI. AI is a powerful tool and it is important to use it wisely. Hey, I think that's pretty good advice. So give me 1 second and I'll pull up the original document. So I went ahead and pulled up the book here just to compare some of it. It does look like it's still missing some chapters, but that's okay for now. Chapter 2 is clues, then gatherings, then pattern recognition. So let's go look here. Clues, gatherings, pattern recognition. So it starts off, but I did check the book length and how many chapters, and there are, it looks like 31. No, there's actually more, 35 chapters. So I'm not going to keep going with this, but I just thought I'd do a quick check of using a PDF document contained in a Google Workspace and have it summarize it for us. I think the potential here is really awesome, and as things advance, I will be taking further look at this technology. But the video's getting a little longer, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I do appreciate you stopping by and checking out my video, and hopefully you saw something interesting here, and just encourage everyone to be experimenting with this technology if you're not already. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new content.